Hey, what's going on, folks? Welcome back to the Real Legend of Gaming. We are here with Clash Royale, folks, and this is Everything Royale, episode 23. And we got some exciting news. I'm sure everybody's already heard about the balance changes that are coming on January 24th. We're going to go over a few of them, not too crazy detail, because I want to actually explain a deck that I created early in the day once I heard about the balance changes. And folks, I tested it out. It's already beast. So I can only imagine once the changes go live how great it's going to be. So let's check it out. Alright, so folks, right off the back, I'm going to tell you this. The deck does not include the Royal Ghosts. So I'm not buying into that hype. Even though I think the nerf still is going to keep it being used as a highly rotational card in decks. You know, it's only 3 elixir, so I still think that it's going to have incredible value. Yes, they nerfed the damage. They nerfed the invisibility, so damage gone down 6%. Invisibilities went from a delay of 0.7 seconds to 1.2, and the hit speed has gone from 1.7 seconds to 1.8. Good fixes. I think that it was just more of a tweak to make the card not so overbearing and not super meta, you know, because you don't want one card to be like the staple of every deck, because that's just not good for the community, and it's not good for just the whole ladder in general or the interactions in the game. So I think that the Royal Ghost is still going to be pretty solid. The Zappies changes also. It's going to start targeting ground and air. I at first thought when Zappies was coming out it was going to target air as well, so I think that was a good change. The Hunter, which is featured in my deck, the range is going from 5 to 4. However, the bullet spread is slightly smaller, so the projectile range remains at 6.5. Yeah, it's kind of like a nerf, but at the same time, I think by widening the range, it gives it a better chance to hit the target. So I kind of like this change. I still think the Hunter is going to be really good, and he's going to have a lot of value. Especially with the Lava Hound being buffed, you're going to need something that could target the air troops as well. So having the Hunter and the Musketeer, I think are going to be ideal in decks. The Night Witch is getting, I guess you can say, a buff. The initial bat spawn quicker. However, the bats are getting nerfed. So the bat's hit speed is going from 1 second to 1.1. I really don't use bats. You might see them used less. I just think they're very easy to get zapped, and it's very important to still keep zapping your decks. I said the Lava Hound's getting a buff. Hit points is going up 5%, so you might see Lava Loons coming back. But again, this is a change that needs to be done because the Lava Hound has not really been used in decks recently, and also with the Hunter being introduced and a few other cards that have been used now to counter it, you know, you had to make an adjustment in order for the Lava Hound to still be relevant. The Goblin Huts got nerfed after it was recently buffed. So the spawn speed's going from 4.9 seconds to 5. So in actuality, it's going to be 1 less Spear Goblin that spawns. I don't think that makes that much of a difference. You're still going to have trouble when you fireball it. You're not going to destroy it. When you poison it, it's not going to be necessarily an entire KO. So it's still going to be relevant. Mini P.E.K.K.A getting buff. Hit points going up 7%. Makes a little bit more of a tank. This is a good addition. You'll see a lot of mini P.E.K.K.A.s in the beatdown decks. So I was happy about this too. Lumberjack hit points going up 7%. This is incredible, because I already think the Lumberjack was finding his way back into the meta. We've been seeing him a lot inside of the Golem decks. You've also been seeing him in some of the Mega Knight decks with the Infernal Dragons. So I'll tell you this. I'll give you another spoiler. Lumberjack is in the deck I created as well. And last but not least, the Mortar. The minimum range is going from 4.5 to 3.5. It's supposed to be a tweak. The understanding is that the range is going to be shorter. However, it should still be able to attack an Executioner. So let's see how that plays out. I'm not a Mortar player. My Mortar is level 5. So this goes to show you, I don't use the Mortar, but I don't think it's unstoppable. I've been able to stop Mortar decks with no problem. So let's go into the deck that we've been talking about. This is the deck. Lumberjack, Hunter, Musketeer, Golem, Ice Wizard. We're bringing the Elixir Collector back, Knight, and Zap. Average Elixir cost is 4.3, but folks, with the pump, you're going to be cycling like no other. Now, I didn't use this in the ladder yet because, you know, the changes aren't live, but I did use it in challenge mode and was able to win 3 in a row right off the bat with it. So I was like, you know what, that's pretty good. Let me just drop this video for you guys because it's kind of late on my end. I'm on the East Coast and it's already like 10 o'clock. So I'll show you a replay, and then what I'll do is during my next stream, we'll use this deck and see how it plays out. All right, so let's check it out, folks. All right, folks, so we're gonna go into our first replay from a challenge match. And I know I said earlier I did not play this in a ladder. I actually had a chance to do it in between recording this replay. So we're gonna show you one ladder match after this as well. And even though the balance changes are not live, I do think this deck will have value right now and obviously have a lot more next week. So we'll drop our elixir collector right over there. We'll use our knight to attack that princess, and then we're going to drop down a hunter so he can start shooting against the mega minion and also hitting that flying machine while the musketeer starts getting hits in on the giant. They'll drop down a poison, which will do some damage to our elixir collector, but we did pump some extra elixir in the meantime, so it worked out okay. And notice we used the lumberjack as the tank, which at the moment there is no plus 7% HP buff. So imagine how much more hits it'll be able to get in once that buff kicks in. I want to say at least 2 more swings at the tower because its attack speed is already very fast. So with the extra HP on top of that, it should be able to take another hit or 2. Then the Night Witch will finish off with the Hunter. Now notice the Hunter's range, you see how spread out it is? With them decreasing it, those shots are going to hit more at the target. It's going to be a higher chance of it doing damage rather than some of the shots kind of like ricocheting, well not like ricocheting, but spraying to a side where it's not touching anything. So again, we'll use the lumberjack to tank for the musketeer and the ice wizard. Takes out the princess with ease. We'll take down that tower, and we already got hits in on the king's tower with a rage spell, which allows our knight to progress even faster. We'll drop down another hunter, which also does great damage against ground, so it quickly gets rid of the guards, and it does a lot of damage on the king's tower as well, as you can see right now. Now for this highlight, I kind of had intentions of doing a video, so I didn't want to play for the win necessarily by stopping the giant. I wanted to play the golem so you can see how it pairs up as well. So you could kind of say we let them get that tower, but they probably would have got it anyway. There was still 40 seconds left, right? So as you see, we're stacking up like crazy behind. Because the rest of the deck is fairly low in HP, we're able to cycle through the cards with no problem. And when you got musketeer stacked behind a golem and then a lumberjack to rage things up, the outcome is always incredible. So you see we were able to get that win there. All right, so here goes our replay for the ladder match. I do apologize in advance. I know it's against a level 10, but that's what came up in the matchmaking at the moment. And since this is a deck guide, I'm just going to show you pretty much how the deck works. As far as the card levels, my hunter is level 4, and my elixir collector is level 8. So I don't know, maybe it balances out a little bit. They got a level 7 balloon, so not necessarily like I'm bragging about a victory here. I just want to show you how the deck works, guys. So you saw the hunter was able to attack against the balloon and did a pretty good job. They used a lot of elixir there as well, but we have the pump, but it's still cycling, which allows us now to stack our golem. We have to worry about that wizard, but with the knight there, it should be able to attack against it with no problem. Then we'll drop down our musketeer, which will be able to get rid of that ice golem, and then now we can drop the hunter to the side to start attacking against that wizard. They did an incredible job with the free spell, but we'll drop down our ice wizard, and you notice we have like a triangular attack with the musketeer, hunter, and ice wizard. We'll drop down a lumberjack. Even if they have a lightning, one of those troops are going to survive behind the golem, so we'll be able to attack with no problem. We'll drop down a knight, and you see, overwhelming. Now we got the lumberjack in front of the golem while we still have the triple threat and a knight and another musketeer. And folks, as you see, just like the challenge match, real quick victory because it's kind of a lot for the opponent to stop. All right, so that's it, folks. That's the deck right there. So we discussed a lot in this video, right? We went over the balance changes. Didn't go too crazy into it because I'm sure some of your favorite YouTubers already covered it, because I know my favorite YouTuber, Clash Royale, already talked about it. You should check him out because him and BBXH did an incredible breakdown of the balance changes. But we touched on that slightly, but we showed you a deck that, again, will do good right now, and it should be awesome next week. All right, so appreciate all the support. Want to slap that like button. I really appreciate that. I've been under the weather over the last couple days, so I do apologize if the quality of this video isn't as good as it usually is. I know my voice is a little choppy, but I wanted to give you guys this deck, and I wanted to at least talk about the balance changes and tell you what I thought about them. All right, so as always, appreciate the support. Be sure to subscribe for Clash Royale and Arena of Valor content. Tomorrow we should have some stuff dropping as well, and hopefully I should have my voice back 100% so I can stream on Thursday. All right, other than that, peace out, folks.
Savoring this moment.